Hello, hello. I am rising from the ground, from laying down on the ground where I've recorded the past few podcast episodes, and I am sitting up in an act of rebellion against the system, baby. My trusty tripod that actually wasn't so trusty because it was from Amazon, like the Amazon brand tripod that broke on me, has been replaced with my brand new, beautiful, sexy, amazing tripod that we're using today. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share with you this podcast episode. So it's what, 3 a.m.? I woke up in the middle of the night. I had one of those, not like a nightmare, but like a stress nightmare. Have y'all ever had those? Have y'all ever had the absolute joy and pleasure of having a stress dream? Because I did. I can't even remember what I was stressed about, but it woke me up, and here I am. I was like, okay, let's just hop on the I Almost Died podcast, baby. And I also have my Poppet with me, because it is probably the one thing that's helping me avoid therapy. It is very fun. I've told multiple people in my life that are very close to me that if they don't get me a giant, literally car-sized Among Us Poppet for my birthday, September 8th, putting it out there, I might throw a riot or literally flee the country and move to Iceland or something. So that's just me putting that out into the universe. So if you hear random little crackles and pops, it's me playing with my fidget toys. But also, if you hear random crackles and pops, I might start screaming and crying, because this is actually the second time I filmed this episode, because I think I was sitting on my iPad, like my big dump truck mammoth killer whale sized booty was probably sitting on the cord and broke it or something. I don't even know. So anyways, second time we're going at this, baby. This is you're getting the polished version of the story. Today, wow, we just set another record for how long will it take Ben of the Week to get to the point of the episode. In the episode, we are 2 minutes 42 seconds in. I haven't even told you what we're going to be talking about today. I'm keeping you in suspense, in utter suspense. I bet you're shivering in your seat. Okay, anyways, today we're going to be talking about parties and the club. Things that I clearly, at first glance, looking at me, I definitely look like I have a lot of experience with. So, this is I Almost Died, so yes, I do have a near-death experience attributed to this topic, but first I want to give you just a little background, okay? So, I've never liked parties. Ever. So the first time I was ever invited to a party, the first and only time in high school, let me put that out there, I was never invited to any parties past grade 6, past the point when it was everyone in your grade would get invited because it was someone's birthday, literally whether you were friends with them or not, and you'd be 4 years old in a bouncy castle. That was probably the last party. I went from that to a high school party, and I only went to one. So let me explain what my first ever party experience was. I went with my girlfriend at the time to this New Year's Eve party in grade 12. And it was scary. It was all the popular kids, and I was not one of them. Maybe that comes as a shock to some of y'all. If so, maybe go touch some grass. But so I really didn't fit in this party or anything. No one really knew who I was or anything like that. Why is my Apple Watch ringing? Shut up. I think someone stole my credit card again. Y'all, I literally have to cancel my credit card because someone bought $2,000 of stuff off of Shein with it. I don't know what's going on, but I just got another notification. Anyways, that's a future problem. We're in the middle of a story. Sillies. Anyways, So I barely knew anyone at this like party. It was literally just me and my girlfriend, and we were like just kind of like hiding in like this furnace room. And then I was like, okay, like let's just go out. And I played beer pong for 2 seconds, and it was absolutely traumatizing, and I hated it. And then I was like looking for the bathroom, because I need to pee, as one does after drinking beverages. And I walk into a room, and I see no, because the thing is, I can't even say what I saw. So I just want you to imagine something that, like, okay, I know what you're probably imagining right now. I want you to imagine something 10 times worse than that, and then I'll just leave that completely up to you, and that'll be my little gift to you, a little imagination exercise. Anyways, so that was my first experience with parties, and honestly, even before that, I have dealt with social anxiety my whole life. It's been pretty bad, but even before that, like hanging out with new people, like being in a group of like 3 or more people, I would get stressed out. I would get anxious. So, needless to say, parties have never been my thing of enjoyment. It is never, let me put it this way, it's never Friday night or Saturday night, and I'm like, what shall I do tonight? I would like to hit the club. I would like to go dance in the club. Never has that thought entered my mind. So now I've just ragged all over parties and clubs and just social gatherings in general for the past like 4 minutes. I want to quickly clarify before we really get into this. I'm not opposed to parties, okay? As even though this is something that I've grown up with hating, it's not to say I haven't enjoyed parties. When I'm with the right people, I really can have a fun time. I really can have a good time. Now, those right people are literally like two people in my life. But if I hit the club with them, it's a fun time sometimes. But I want to talk about, so that was like mostly like what I mentioned, that first party. That was like my one high school experience. Literally probably 2 years after that, I went to another party. Like we're talking of like probably an 8-year gap from like the last birthday party of like elementary school to the one high school party I went to. And then fast forward 2 years to like the first like TikTok party. I don't know what you want to call it, like LA party I'd ever gone to. So, fast forward. We're in present day, okay? This is like, I'm trying to think. This was the the specific party I'm thinking of that I'm gonna get to is one that happened like after like I was vaccinated and all that, like very recent. But I would before we get into that, let me just talk about like kind of like how LA parties are. So, like, Los Angeles is kind of a big city. For no reason, there's like 10 million people that live there. It is literally just the desert, and I don't understand why one day Christopher Columbus or whatever person just walked over to California and was like, let's put everything here. Where the temperature gets to 120. No, why is Siri going off? The temperature gets to 120 degrees in the summer, and there's no water. And if you want a house, it is going to cost you $5 million. I really don't understand who came up with that, but alas, this is kind of basically what I'm getting at is there's so many people, so many different random people that you will run into, that I have run into throughout my experiences in LA, okay? So, it'll be like this. You'll be with your friends and it'll be like, okay, time to go to a party. And you'll show up to the party and then boom, there's just like some random celebrity. And it's like, why are you here? And why am I here is a better question. Why are we both crammed in the backyard of this random house in the, like, it makes no sense. It's really weird. I could get into it forever, but like, it's just really strange. Anyways, Okay, I've ragged on parties for like a fat minute. Let me rag on the club for a second. Okay, so I mentioned this at the start. I have been to a club, I think, 1.5 times. And I'm saying 1.5 because the halftime I went with some friends and all I did was order ravioli and a Red Bull. That was my entire order. And you know what? I was completely content with it, and it was delicious ravioli. Mind you, it was $30, which made me kind of want to cry afterwards. But let's begin the roast of clubs. Okay, so maybe I'm guessing a lot of y'all haven't had any experiences at clubs or bars. So let me tell you kind of how mine have been. A hair just fully went into my throat. How did they even? Anyways, my first bar experience was when I was 18 and I was working at Bubblegum Shrimp Co. And I had just finished literally doing nothing for 8 hours, but getting paid minimum wage. So you know what? It was kind of worth it. And my coworkers were like, hey, we're going to the bar tonight. And I was like, oh. Like, oh, okay. And they're like, and you're coming with us. I'm like, oh my God, no, 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 no. Like, so anyways, I said no multiple times. I was like, I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. Like, I want to go home. Like, I literally got off at like 1 a.m. The last thing I wanted to do after standing in like work shoes for 8 hours was go to the club. So I like told them straight up no. And then me being a pushover, a big old floppy pushover, after them like asking for the 10th time, I was like, okay, I'll come to the bar. So it's like 1 a.m. and in retrospect, me being a morning person now, I'm looking back at just looking at the entire bar / club / going out on a weekend experience overall. And I feel disgust and I feel fear. The thought of being somewhere that's not my bed past midnight makes me literally feel ill. So, that is something that I really need to get over, especially now that there's like events and stuff and parties like done safely, and I am just not ready for it at all. Like I've mentioned in the past how like I have social anxiety, and the pandemic has just been absolutely wonderful for that. So Mr. Ben is gonna have to do a lot of emotional work with that one. But anyways, so we went to this bar, and it was literally hell. It's just, I can't bring myself to try and enjoy being like crammed like sardines with a bunch of strangers. Now, I mentioned this in a previous episode, not to like bounce back to 10 different episodes, but I've mentioned in the past how I've really struggled with like being scared of germs. I'm not trying to self-diagnose once again, but like OCD tendencies, really being scared of that kind of thing. So getting thrown into a room with extremely loud music and people literally just being sweaty on you makes me ill. So anyways, that was my like first and last experience at a bar / club for literally 2 years. And then LA came around, and then I think I went to 2 since. And okay, you know what? We're just gonna get right into the near death experience. What all the I Almost Died listeners are really here for. We're gonna get into that right after this quick break. Okay, hello. So. This was a recent party that I attended. Now, I'm gonna say this now. This is a quick content / trigger warning. I'm gonna be talking about people potentially getting drugged at a party. So if that is in any way remotely triggering or traumatizing, To anyone, please just skip ahead. I'll see you next episode, and we'll be back to the regular show. But just letting you know, that's what we're gonna be talking about in a bit. So this party, okay. I went with two friends and then a friend of one of those two friends. So altogether there was four of us, and I can't remember. I think it's just like, I don't know what weekend it was, but it just felt like a party weekend. And you know what? Honestly, I was feeling it too. I was like so excited to go out and party for once, which was a really weird, strange anomaly in my brain. But I don't know. I just felt ready to like listen to some music and have a little fun, have a little dance party or whatever. So, the first party we went to was like this really strange, like big mansion. And I was very confused, and we were all very confused. And at the door, they asked us for $20. And I was like, I literally, like, do you have Apple Pay? Because if not, like, it's not going to happen, mama. Like, what is this? Like McDonald's? Like, I'm not paying to get, well, I guess no one pays to get into McDonald's. That made no sense at all. But anyways, it was very weird. We like walked in, didn't know anyone. I literally don't know. I think it was one of those things where we were just like looking for an address for a party. Wow. Sidebar. Love when my phone just randomly stops recording. Anyways, back to the original sidebar. I don't understand. Okay. If someone is celebrating something, it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, you just opened up your like artisanal cheese shop and you want to throw a party, that makes a lot of sense. Go have fun, enjoy it, celebrate it. I love parties with like a point and a meaning. But what really like doesn't make sense to me is when like it's a weekend and people are just like looking for a random house to go to with random people that you don't know playing random music. It's like I truly don't see the enjoyment factor in that. It's like but like what do you like, I don't get what you gain from that, because more often than not, I have been in situations like that where it's just random people. More often than not, you get some real questionable people, some real weirdos, and I know from an outside perspective I would probably fall into that category, but I'm talking like weirdos, like 35-year-old men that are at a party with like people my age. Like, anyways, so I don't really understand that, but it was that kind of night, and I was like, I just wanted to like have some sort of plan. So I was like, okay, like let's just find an address. And one of the friends was like, okay, like I found one. Let's go to it. And we're like, okay. Now This place was in the middle of absolutely nowhere. This party was a 1.5 hour Uber outside of LA. I literally thought we were in Australia or something. Like it was so bizarre. It was like literally in the desert on this mountain. I was like, okay. So we pull up, the Uber like drops us off in this like random street with like 4 houses, but we hear like the party, so we're like, okay. So we walk in, and there's like maybe 10 people. There's like maybe 10 people, and they must have all been 30 to 40 years old. And I'm like, hey, what up? Mi amo Ben of the week. Like, what's up? And they were honestly, there was a few people that were very nice. It was a very strange mix of people, because there was this like these 2 girls that like came up to us, and they were so fun. They like introduced themselves, and we were like dancing with them. They were like super chill. But there was literally like, I want you to picture Dr. Phil, but maybe 10 years younger, and that's who the DJ looked like. Like, when I tell you, just the strangest mix of people, and I was very confused. So anyways, we were, I don't think I had drank anything at that point. Now, by the way, I am 21, so I don't want to hear anyone coming for my scalp, okay? If I want to drink the Lucifer's juice I'm going to, which we'll get into in a bit. But anyways, Um, our friend like handed us all like these like red cup drinks, and I didn't know what it was, but I drank it and it was very strong. And let me just put it this way: I have a very low tolerance for alcohol. I have one drink and I will be stumbling. I don't know. I like literally, if there's scientists out there that want to like study me, I will give my body to science because it's actually ridiculous, like how much of a lightweight I am. So, anyways, I was like having my one drink, like struggling to drink through it. Like I cannot stand the taste of alcohol. I can't do it. I really can't do it. So I'm like trying to drink this just so I'm like at pace with the people around me. So anyways, okay. So like I mentioned, these were all open drinks that we were getting. Now the first one the friend made, so I was like, okay. But then the second ones were like just this random person who was like giving out drinks to people, and we took them. Now, I want you all to very closely listen to this. Please, if you are ever at a party or any event with alcohol or anything like that, or literally any kind of drink, like not like even if you're not drinking like alcohol, please be so, so, so careful that you never drink anything that was given to you by someone who's like not someone you trust. Never leave your drink on a table or something and then drink it later. It is so easy for someone to just slip something into your drink. It's like actually scary. It's so scary. Please, 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 please be safe because I care about you so much. Okay, so what did I do? Not that advice that I just gave. I started drinking this second drink, and like I was already a little bit like a little tipsy, blah 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 blah. But I noticed, and we all noticed, that like the friend of a friend that was with us, that came with us, was like very, very intoxicated. Like we were all drinking the same amount, and this person was like stumbling. Like, Fergie, like, you got me tripping. Oh, no, that's gonna get copyrighted. Anyways, like, and we're like, okay, like, what? Maybe he just has like a really low tolerance or something. So we were like, okay, like, you should probably ease off. We like didn't offer him any more drinks or anything like that afterwards. But we noticed that like he just kept getting like more not with it, like stumbling, slurring words, like falling onto us, and we're like, oh my god, like what is happening? Like, so at that point, like I just go into mom mode whenever something like this happens at a party. I literally just go into mom mode. I have like I'm like, no more fun. The fun is cut off. It is time to go into full on mom mode. So we all kind of went into mom mode, and we were like, okay, like we're done here. I think the party's pretty much over. Like, let's wrap it up. And so we're trying to get an Uber, and keep in mind, we are in the middle of nowhere, like an hour and a half outside LA, and it literally said no cars available, and it said that for about 30 minutes, and then we finally ordered one, and it took 40 minutes for it to come. Now, sidebar real quick, this is another reason why I really dislike parties or just going out at night in general, is organizing how to get home and making sure everyone gets home safe while being a little bit off Lucifer's Jucifer is maybe one of the hardest things to do on this planet and most stressful. It is like so damn stressful to like try and find a way home. And then also, if you've ever ordered an Uber like at nighttime for no reason at all, it's only like 3 times the price. You could be going down the street and it's like, okay, $70, please. I really hate like leaving my house at nighttime. Anyways, so we're like waiting for this thing, and he's just getting worse and worse, and we're like, oh my god, like what in the world? And none of us were drinking after that. We were super like scared. We're like, what the hell is happening to him? Like, is that gonna happen to us? So we were literally just by the door waiting for this thing to come. Finally it came, and the whole Uber ride, he was like shifting, like not making any sense at all, very not good. So we go back to my friend's apartment, and he goes to the bathroom, and I think like one of my friends was like checking on him, like making sure he's okay, and then we like kind of like waited a bit, and then I went home because I was like kind of like the odd one out in the group. Like they were all like hanging out in the same apartment. So I just like went home. And I hear the next morning from one of my friends that he literally like passed out and hit his head on the toilet, and they literally found like blood on the ground, and he was fine in the end, but like he was that out of it that he literally just passed out in the bathroom, like whammed his head onto the toilet. Like, so to this day, I don't really know like what happened, if like indeed someone like put something in his drink, or if he took something else and just like didn't tell us, but we were with him the whole night, so like that would have been really strange. We wouldn't have, like, I feel like we would have like noticed it. So I'm thinking like literally probably like it was the most random party ever. I'm thinking that's like it's so scary. It really is scary. Please be safe. So so for me personally, I kind of have this little perfect storm of childhood social anxiety that has existed my entire life. We have the pandemic and not seeing groups of people for a very long time, throwing that into the mix. We have this semi-traumatizing experience, as well as every other traumatizing party experience I've ever had, thrown in the mix. We have the fact that my social battery is at 5% max. Like, I want you to imagine like an iPhone 4, like what its battery would be like today in 2021. That's probably what my social battery is like right now. And just the fact that I'm like a plain old introvert, and being at home and like playing a game or something is infinitely more fun to me than going out. We have all these things mixed together, which kind of makes it a little bit difficult for me to enjoy myself. So now, I said I was going to bring this up. I also really just dislike alcohol, and any other kind of things like that. I have pretty much completely sworn it off. I did that about a month ago. It never became a problem for me. I just realized I really I don't like, first of all, I hate the taste of alcohol, disgusting, but I don't like being intoxicated, really. I don't like having to have that in my system to have a good time. And I also don't like events or places where you have to like be freaking plastered to have a good time. I would so much rather like, oh my god, the hiccup. I would so much rather like go to the beach, or I don't know, like literally just any other thing, than to be out at night at 3 a.m. like plastered. And like, I just really dislike it, and maybe I'll warm up to it. Like, this is just me right now, and literally just coming out of a pandemic. Like, obviously I'm gonna be very introverted and not wanting to go to things like that, but I really don't see the appeal. It really blows my mind. So yeah, like I said, I swore off alcohol. I have one drink a week max, because sometimes I will go to a restaurant and they'll have like some slushy thing that looks absolutely delicious, and I'll be like, can I get this a virgin, please? Like, no. I'm like, okay, I just get a little bit of Lucifer's juice then. So, yeah, I want to just live a clean, free-spirited life. Ew, I literally just drooled when I said that. What the? That was so gross. But yeah, like I said, could change in the future. We'll see. It's definitely something I need to warm up to. I'm not going to be stubborn about it and just be like, I'm never going to a party again. But at the moment, I need a little bit of work. So, so that's my take on party. Oh, but real quick, clubs. I think it's going to be a fat minute for me to ever enjoy that. Like, going to a party with friends, fun. Going to a random room that you have to pay $30 to get into, where they play random pop music and there's random strangers rubbing up on you, no. That doesn't sound fun to me. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and listening. Or if you're watching the podcast, you can listen on any audio podcast platform. And if you're listening and want to watch the video version, head over to YouTube and search up I Almost Died. And also, please rate this 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you tweet me your near-death experiences using the hashtag on Twitter, I Almost Died Podcast, and I will read your guys' stories in an upcoming episode. Like I mentioned earlier, please be safe. Next time you go out, please be safe. And with that all being said, I will see you all next Wednesday or Sunday or both. Hopefully both. I will see you soon. Love you so much. Better the weekends. Ciao.